say crime is the new black entitlement, we're not just sitting here making stuff up hoping you'll take our word for it. No, we're always offering examples of how there's this enormous amount of crime, and how lots and lots of people whose job it is to keep that crime under control just shrug their shoulders and go, listen, black people are victims of white racism. We can't go around arresting victims. We have to concentrate on predators. The people in the San Francisco Bay Area have been on the right side of history on this, as they would tell you, for a very long time. And we can see it in a couple different areas. Well, we're going to see it in this video we're about to see, but we can see it in a couple different areas. What about BART? How many stories have we done on BART where large groups of black people rampage through a BART station, beat the crap out of a couple white people, then reporters go to BART and say, hey, do you have any videos on that? And they go, yeah, we have them, but we're not going to let you see them. We're not going to let you see them because that would embarrass the black people who are on the video doing all the crime. I know that sounds weird, right? But anybody who watches this channel or read my articles know that's exactly what happened. We had a board member of BART, the Bay Area Rapid Transit. That's what she wanted to know. Why aren't we releasing these videos? So the vice president of BART goes on there and says, hey, we're not going to release them because that would embarrass black people. So that's one example where black people are, where crime is the new black entitlement. But also staying in San Francisco, again, there's a big buzzword in California where they started this movement. It's called, they talk about how we're not going to criminalize poverty. And so in traffic courts in San Francisco, if you get arrested for a ticket for speeding or whatever, sometimes you got to show up, sometimes you just got to pay it. One or the other. If you don't do one or the other, you're going to get hit with a charge that raises the level of this to another degree of seriousness, failure to appear. And so so somebody did a study and they showed that 50% of the people in the San Francisco traffic courts who were arrested for failure to appear, a warrant for failure to appear, they were black. That's despite the fact that San Francisco is about 6-7% black. So they're in there about 6, 7, 8 times the percentage in the population. But here comes the interesting part. They took this information to the members of the Board of Supervisors of San Francisco and other reporters and public officials in that huge Bay Area. And they said, hey, what's up with all these black people being in traffic court? 50%. And one politician after another in the Bay Area, especially in San Francisco, said, oh, that's outrageous. We have got to do better. The understanding, of course, is that crime is the new black entitlement, and there's already too many black people in prison. Why are we actually making black people pay attention to traffic laws? That's just not fair. I know they talk like that. We've done these stories. So now we come to a national program called Inside Edition. Even they figured out that there's too many cars being broken into, smash and grabs. They figured out that San Francisco is kind of like the national capital of that, even though Deborah Norville at the beginning tells us something that isn't true when she says, well, this happens all over the country. Yes, it does, but not to the ridiculous degree that it happens in San Francisco. It happened to me there. So anyway, let's get to this. Let's get to the story about the smash and grabs, and let's see what we can figure out about that.
It's a problem all over the country. Thieves smashing vehicle windows to steal what's inside. But is there a way to keep from becoming a victim? Lisa Guerrero reports.
They're called smash and grabs. Burglars busting out car windows, grabbing anything left inside. We wanted to see just how bad this nationwide problem is. So we're using this $250 speaker as bait. And what the thieves don't know is that we're going to be hiding this GPS device inside of it. Our other piece of bait is this Michael Kors purse. We're going to put our tracking device deep inside. And for our last trick, we rigged this car with hidden cameras. There's one here, one back there, and one right here. Then I drove up and parked our bait car at the renowned Alamo Square Park in San Francisco, where tourists flock to take pictures of the famous Painted Ladies Victorian homes. It's a notorious hotspot for thieves. All right, these two are checking out the car. Watch as these Bonnie and Clyde wannabes stroll up and peer inside our car. They wait here for the sidewalk to clear. Then the thief throws up his hood and he tries to bust out the front window with the glass puncher, but it doesn't break. So he goes for the back window. And
there he goes, he just broke in.
First, he grabs the purse and tosses it to his female accomplice.
He's got the purse.
Take another look from this nearby surveillance camera. But he's not done yet. He reaches back in and struggles to pull out our big speaker.
I can't believe this is happening right now.
And just like that, he walks off with it in broad daylight. Wow! Look at this. There's glass everywhere. Time to activate our GPS unit. We're in hot pursuit on the streets of San Francisco, following our stolen items through an app on our phone. Our GPS shows they hopped on this local bus. We took off after them when they got off at a bus stop. The chase is on. He went down there. We finally catch up to them at this subway entrance.
I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition. You've got my speaker right there. You just broke into our car.
What?
We've got it on camera. You're going to want to give that back.
We follow him as he retreats into the subway.
5 million people are going to see you steal that. So you can choose to give it back or not.
He refuses to give it back.
Stop recording. Stop. You know what? I'm just going to call my mother.
You should call your mother. That is an awesome idea. Can I talk to your mom?
He leaves it on the ground and walks off.
We got our speaker back. Now we have to find the girl.
You may have noticed she fled the opposite way when we first caught up to them. Back up on the gritty streets, we hone in on the GPS signal.
The purse is in this area. Here it is. Purse is in the trash can. And the GPS system is still in it.
This gentleman, who lives in the area and didn't want to be identified, showed us how his nearby security cameras captured our theft.
It all lasted maybe 20 seconds.
And you see this every day.
Every day.
Amazing. While we were in his home, his cameras caught another break-in. Hey, wait a second. That car looks familiar. It's our crew car.
Unbelievably, when we were inside conducting the interview, thieves came out here and they broke into our crew truck. Check this out. They broke this window and the back window, and they stole thousands of dollars worth of our equipment. So we actually got hit twice in one day.
Last year, the city of San Francisco experienced 31,000 smash and grab thefts. Less than 2% of them were solved. Insurance experts say it's impossible to 100% prevent smash and grabs, but they recommend taking your valuables with you or hiding them in the trunk.
So here's what we know about smash and grabs. It's happening. It's getting worse. People are rarely arrested. 31,000 a year. That's the tip of the iceberg. When the people got my rental car in San Francisco a couple of years ago, I called the cops and they said, okay, yeah, we'll call you back. We're not going to show up, but we'll do an over-the-phone police report. They never called me. Lots and lots of people never get called. There are lots of people whose cars are broken into and there is no police report. Thus, it never happened. But story after story after story, people do on smash and grabs. It features overwhelmingly one of the fellas, perhaps one of his lovely ladies. Smash and grabs in San Francisco is a black thing. But in the accidental event that somebody is caught, everybody knows the drill right away. It's like, why are we arresting him? Why are we putting him on trial? Why are we convicting him? Why are we sending him to prison? Why are we letting him out early? Why? The person didn't do anything other than being a victim of white racism that has forced him to go steal stuff out of these cars. That's how they roll in San Francisco. Everybody up there is okay with it. They're just okay with the fact that somehow the white people in San Francisco somehow deserve this level of black criminality because, hey, who are they to judge when they are white, when everybody except for them are a bunch of white racists constantly putting down black people. I know that sounds stupid, right? That's how they roll up there. Where the number one priority of San Francisco for people who are thinking about stopping these smash and grabs is, yeah, go out and stop them. Yeah, go out and arrest the people responsible. Just make sure you're not making the black kids angry.